This is true about MJF. Well, in this video, we're going to discuss it because I find this a very fascinating topic and what is going on with MJF. Look, since returning a few months ago, he has really helped out AEW. He recently did an interview with Sports Illustrated where he talked about how AEW without him is boring. I can see his point to a certain point, right? Because MJF, he is arguably their biggest star. I would say he is their biggest star. That is why it was so important for AEW and Tony Khan to be able to re-sign this guy, not let him go to WWE, because it was the bidding war of 2024 that really put this guy on the map. He talked about it in interviews, he talked about it in promos, he mentioned on social media, but I don't think people grasp the understanding of why it was so important for AEW to keep him, because he was and still is their biggest homegrown star, and he's also their biggest star, and you best believe that WWE and Paul Triple H Levesque would want to sign this guy. And he has really transformed himself over the last few years, right? He has risen. I would say his feud with Wardlow and the Double or Nothing drama of whether or not he was going to make the show and do the match and put Wardlow over, and then his shoot promo on Dynamite in LA where he begged Tony Khan to fire him and he disappeared only to return as the Devil, and then he eventually won the World Heavyweight title, and then he got into a feud with Adam Cole, and that's, in my opinion, he was a big star then, but he went from a big star to a superstar in the sense of drawing ability, not in the context of WWE where they call everyone a superstar. In my eyes, there are top guys, there are superstars, and then there are megastars. Megastars, think of your John Cena's, your Roman Reigns's, your Steve Austin, Rocks, Hogan's, right? That, I would say he's a superstar in the sense of that. But his feud with Adam Cole is what really put him on the map. He was able to showcase the ability to go from a heel to a babyface to a tweener, to be able to show off more of a comedic side, more skits and segments, and really was able to show that he could go with some of the best guys in the world. I mean, if you look at his world title run, it was actually remarkable. He worked with the likes of Samoa Joe and Bryan Danielson and countless others. And he put Adam Cole, and he brought Adam Cole to another level, because up to that point, Adam Cole, he hadn't really done much in AEW, and it really set, because we all know Adam Cole's very talented, right? But it wasn't in AEW. He wasn't hitting the strides that he needed to. Now, let's get to today's video, because MJF, like I said, he did a recent interview with Sports Illustrated, and he has people absolutely talking, because he said that he is a reincarnated Ric Flair, only better, okay? This is what he had to say. What this company is without MJF, it's boring. This is the most people have talked about my company in months. Thank me later. If you're not going to give me my just due now, you'll have to when it's all said and done. I'm the most interesting man in professional wrestling. I've been that way since I laced up a pair of boots. There are two types of people. The ones who admit I'm probably the greatest overall package in the history of the sport, and then there are those people who will want to pretend they know better, that they won't admit what's right in front of them. For years, people have said John Cena was not the GOAT. They said Randy Orton was boring. For those people actually existing in the world, those are the types of people who see mediocrity when they look in the mirror, and you see, and you can quote me on that. Bold statement. Now, he said, I'm going to make this title, the international title, more important than it has ever been. I'm waiting for the right time and the right place to strike for the world title that I've never fairly lost. That's my belt. Anybody with a brain knows that. However, right now I'm highly focused on bringing the real prestige to this championship. It's nobody but me. Now, in regards to the Ric Flair comment, he said, there's a reason that after my match, Ric Flair posted a side-by-side comparison photo. I'm Ric Flair incarnated, and with all due respect to Rick, I'm better. Yeah. So, is this true? No! No! This is not true. He is not better than Ric Flair. Ric Flair is one of the greatest to ever do it. Can MJF be better than Ric Flair? Maybe. But you have to wrestle for a long, long time against some great opponents. I think if you wanted to make the case that you are a better Ric Flair, he will have to eventually go to WWE. He will have to be able to go to WWE, succeed in WWE, work with top guys in that company, and win the WWE Championship. That is the only way that he can ever be greater than Ric Flair. Ric Flair is a household name. And honestly, I don't think he's ever going to reach the status of Ric Flair. And honestly, I don't think many would be able to reach the level of Ric Flair. Ric Flair is in a different freaking universe, right? He is a guy that is known universally. Everyone has heard the name Ric Flair. You know what it is. Heck, you could probably say his catchphrase. That is how over Ric Flair is. And so for a guy who is still very, very young in his career, who has, yes, succeeded in a lot of different ventures and in a lot of big ways and has had classic matches, when you throw your name up against the likes of Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and Steve Austin and The Rock and John Cena, you got to have a resume. And it's got to be a loaded resume. And I don't think in this case MJF is there yet. I'd like to know your thoughts on MJF's comments. Do you see him in the same light as Ric Flair? Do you think he will become the next Ric Flair? Let me know down in the comments area below. WrestleSTAR fam, a few news and notes here. First of all, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you are notified every single time we upload new wrestling content here to the channel. Also, if you would like to further support the channel and my family, please consider dropping some money on a membership, subscribing to that. You'll get additional content. There's a bunch of awesome perks out there, including members-only videos, which I highly recommend you go and check out. Also, if you are looking for some sweet pro wrestling merch, down in the description below, I have a link with some 2 sweet promo codes, including free shipping. All that information down in the description below. Thank you so much for changing my life, my family's life, and supporting the channel. And I will see y'all in the next video.